got buy or sell coming up in about 10 minutes from now. Want to tease for the people? Maybe what could be coming up in buy or sell, producer Evan? You don't have to give the whole enchilada away, just a little something.
Lot of Diamondbacks.
Wow, shocked on a day like today. You went heavy Diamondbacks for the buy or sell.
A little bit of Suns.
Okay.
And mostly Diamondbacks.
Okay, all right. So a lot of Diamondbacks coming up in buy or sell about 10 minutes from now. Getting back into what was a disgusting loss last night, a disappointing loss, a frustrating loss. I think I run out of words that I could use to describe that loss last night. It shouldn't be a loss. We shouldn't be talking about the Pirates winning that game 9-6 last night. A 7-run seventh inning, and the Pirates just destroy the Diamondbacks bullpen and has left us now trying to answer this question. Was last night the worst loss of the season for the Arizona Diamondbacks?
Yes, and it's not even close.
You say that.
Well, actually, the fact that this is its own segment is so disgusting.
You know what? I have it written down here. I have it written down here on my piece of paper. I said the fact that we are even debating this and that there are other games that can be on this list shows how bad this has gotten.
Yes. Yeah, I mean,
we've got candidates. We've got resumes to compare here.
No, and by the way, we can go into the depths of history to find some of these.
I've got 2 games off the top of my head that I want to put in this conversation with last night's game.
Yeah.
So I've got 2 other games that aren't last night's game.
Do you want me to try and guess them?
I would love that. Because what's going to be funny is if you pick a game that's not on the list, that's going to further emphasize the point of how bad this is.
I have 2 that jump out immediately. And then I have a third that I think could be on your list, but I also don't know.
I have 2 that immediately I wrote down and they jumped
April
off.
18th, Cubs.
I did not have that one on the list.
What?
I didn't have that one on the
They
list.
scored 10 runs in an
I
inning
know.
and lost the game.
I didn't have that one immediately pop in my head. There's some recency bias. I won't lie.
May 17th versus the Rockies.
The one where they gave up just runs in every inning after like the 6th inning?
Yes.
Yeah, that one is on the list.
And then I have the other one, which is I believe it's the May 9th game against the Dodgers, which is where they give up 6 in the 9th.
That's the other one.
Yeah.
But the Cubs one's a great one.
And also, by the way, the fact that they lost the one game to the Braves where Eugenio Suarez hit 4 home runs, which just deserves an honorable mention.
Certainly. But yes.
Not on the list, but honorable mention for sure on that one.
4-18 against the Cubs. That is the game where they gave up 5 in the 7th and 6 in the 8th to blow that game. That started the meltdown list. That's what started it, and I didn't have that.
It's a conversation. They gave up 11 runs in 2 innings and lost to the Cubs. They scored 10 runs. 10 runs in an inning. They became only the 3rd team since 1900 to do that and lose a baseball game. And that's not on the list. That is somehow not the worst game of the year.
May 9th. You come back against the Dodgers, you have an 11-8 lead, you're about to steal a game at home, and you give up 6 runs in the 9th inning to lose that game.
Couldn't get anybody out.
The Rockies on May 17th, 4 runs in the 6th, 3 runs in the 7th, 1 run in the 9th, you lose that game. Do you want to know why that game I put on the list?
Yeah, can I?
Sure.
Because you played the Rockies.
There you go. That's why that game, like the Cubs, you score 10 runs in an inning and you lose. Like you shouldn't have that happen to you. But the Cubs are a good baseball team. The Cubs have a good offense, right? I'm not surprised that they were able to score runs in bunches. It's the Colorado Rockies.
I mean, first and second in the RBIs is PCA and Seiya Suzuki.
Right, so we okay.
The Cubs are great offense, arguably the best in the National League.
The Rockies are not. The Rockies are the worst team in baseball. The Pirates are one of the worst teams in baseball. We've got one more team. All they have to do is do this against the White Sox, and they'll complete the trifecta of bad losses to bad baseball teams.
Yeah, I just want to let you know that in the worst offenses by OPS in all of baseball, the Rockies are 28th.
Okay.
The Pirates are 29th.
Who's 30th?
30th would be the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah, well, circle that on your calendar, ladies and gentlemen, because they're going
to but they're only behind by 8 points of the Rockies. 8 OPS points.
You've
given up a lead now to the 29th and 28th best offenses.
Worst offenses, please.
Sorry.
Worst offenses.
Yeah, 28th best.
Oh, 28th best, 29th best. The two of the three worst offenses in the game of baseball. Yeah.
You've given up multiple late inning leads. You gave up 14 runs. The Pirates haven't scored 9 runs since McCutchen won the MVP. When's the last time you've talked about the Pirates had an offensive explosion? The Rockies haven't scored 14 since Arenado left.
I shared the stat in the opening segment. The Pirates last night are the first team since 1968 to come into a game averaging 3 runs or more, 3 runs or less. They averaged 3 runs on the nose and come back from being down 6 runs or more at any point in a game. Since 1968, they're the first team to do it. It doesn't happen. What you saw last night was baseball history, not in a good way. And so is that the worst loss? Or is giving up 6 runs in the 9th inning to the Dodgers the worst loss when you're 3 outs away from stealing a game?
It's also not the first time we've seen baseball history result in them losing a baseball game this year.
Or perhaps it's Eugenio Suarez hitting 4 home runs and you lose that game. We've got multiple legitimate candidates for the worst loss of the season. Now, the Rockies and the Pirates losses, they go to the top of the list for me because of the opponent. You gave up leads, you blew leads late to the Rockies and the Pirates. I can almost understand the Cubs doing that to you because of how good they are offensively. I can actually wrap my head around that being a thing. I can't wrap my head around a 7-run inning by the Pittsburgh Pirates. I legitimately don't know if the Pirates have scored 9 runs in a game at any other point this season. They average 3 runs a game. They're one of the worst offenses in baseball, so it probably didn't happen. That was probably their best offensive night of the season, and you just rolled out the red carpet for them. I don't know if that's... part of me wants to say that was the worst loss last night, just because it's fresh in all of our minds, and because it's a home game against the Pirates. But you blew a game to the Rockies at home as well. And the Rockies are a worse team. So the Rockies won. That might be the tiebreaker, is the Rockies are going to set a record for the fewest wins in a season. They're going to set the record for most losses in a regular season. That's how bad that team is. And you gave up. Let me check my notes here. I want to be accurate in how we describe this. You gave up 4 runs in the 6th, 3 runs in the 7th, and 1 run in the 9th back on May 17th against the Rockies. That's the top of the list. You want to do this right now? Impromptu list of the 5 worst losses this season for the Diamondbacks. Number 1 is 5-17 against the Rockies. Number 2 is last night. Number 3.
Only 3 times have the Rockies scored 9 runs. Have the Pirates scored 9 runs.
So 3 times, including last night or before last night?
That is including last night.
So 2 times previously in their 50-some-odd games have they scored 9 runs.
Yes.
So 5-17 against the Rockies is number 1. I'm putting last night number 2. Number 3, I'll put the Cubs game on.
Say you have to put the Cubs.
You do, but then you're not. Number 4 is the May 9th game against the Dodgers when you gave up 6 runs in the 9th inning. So what's number 5? What's the 5th worst loss of the season for this team? Is it the 4 home? It's got to be the 4 home run game. It's got to be the Suarez. Suarez hits 4 home runs and you lose. I mean, these are memorable moments. You're going to remember Eugenio Suarez hit 4 home runs and we lost a baseball game. You're going to remember.
What about May 24th when you're in St. Louis and so you bring in J-Mart in the 8th who gives it up and your manager came out and said, well, we didn't want to put him in a save situation in his first game back. So you brought him up in the 8th, up 1 against the top of the lineup. They didn't want to put him in a save situation. Well, we'll have him face 1, 2, and 3 in the 8th.
That's a 1-run game. It's on the road. It's a good team. Martinez is coming back from an injury. I can make excuses for that one.
We'll circle that one and put it on the manager.
I can excuse make for that one. I can't excuse make for last night.
No, you can't.
I can't excuse.
It's so bad.
I can't excuse make for May 17th against the Rockies or April 18th against the Cubs.
Who would have thought that the Diamondbacks this year with this awesome pitching staff, right? Like this highlighted pitching staff would have a stretch or 2 games, whatever you want to call it, where they gave up 14 to the Rockies and 9 to the Pirates. 23 runs to the Rockies and the Pirates over a 2-game stretch. I'd be willing to bet that the 14 has to be their highest this year.
I'm gonna probably for the Rockies, probably. The Rockies this season have scored 176 runs. Let me just do the math here.
So it's about 8%.
8% of their runs came in that one game.
Yeah.
Against you.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Oh, it's brutal. There are certain games you don't get up from, and the Diamondbacks are speed running, collecting those games right now. And if you lose today, and you said it before the series that you were going to be done with this team.
If they lose today,
you're done. You're done.
You know it's so great, Chris. If they lose today, they have an off day tomorrow, which is great because that'll give you all because you can fire the manager and the pitching coach, and you can bring in somebody. You can promote the bench coach. You get a full day to do all of the things that you need to do if you lose today.